In this video, you'll learn how to enable rooms to compute volumes and see the effect of room bounding objects on those volumes. And we'll also show how to apply a colour scheme to rooms within a view. I have the exercise file, room volumes, open. And we will add rooms to the first floor of the residence building here on the site. In order to add the rooms, we need to be in a floor plan view. So from the project browser, I'll open up the first floor residence view. And in this plan, we can see that we have three spaces here. So we have the lounge, hallway and kitchen, and they all require rooms to be placed. But first, we'll need to place some room separator lines to define the boundary of the rooms, as they're not physically enclosed by the walls. So to do this, from the Architecture ribbon tab on the Room and Area panel, we'll click the Room Separator tool. And now, looking at the Place Room Separation ribbon here, we can see we have the Line tool enabled. So we'll zoom in, and then we can snap to the end of this wall here and draw the line across to the curtain wall on the exterior. And we can see that will now separate out the kitchen and the hallway. And then further down, we'll snap to the end of this wall and again draw across to the curtain wall on the exterior, and that will separate the hallway and the lounge. So now we have those in place. I'll click Modify to finish the Room Separation tool. So now we're ready to place rooms. So to do this, we'll go to the Architecture ribbon tab, and from the Room and Area panel, we'll click the Room tool. Looking at the Place Room ribbon tab, we can see we have Tag on Placement enabled. And as we move our mouse over the plan here, we can see the Room tool picking up those spaces, and if we clicked, it would place the room in. However, I'll go back up to the ribbon, and from the Room panel here, I'll click Place Rooms Automatically. Straight away we can see we have three rooms placed, and we can see those highlighted in the background here. So I'll click Close, and now we can see those rooms placed. If I zoom in a little closer, we can see the tags here. So we have the lounge, kitchen and hallway, and we need to assign their names. So I'll select the tag for the kitchen here, and we can click on the room label, and we'll change this to be kitchen. I'll pan across to the hallway and I'll select this tag, and we need to reposition it slightly as it's over the stairs, so we'll use the drag control here to move it. And now we'll click on the name and we'll change it from room to hallway. Now panning down, finally we have the lounge, so we'll select this tag and again click on the name, and then we'll change this to lounge, and now we have those rooms named. Now looking at the tag that we have selected, we can see from the type selector at the top of the properties that it's the room tag with volume. However, looking at the tag, although we can see the area at 483 square feet, we can see that volume is actually not computed. If I select the room itself, and then we'll go across to the properties palette here, and we can see we have the dimensions panel, and we have parameters for area, perimeter, there's an unbounded height parameter, but again the volume is not computed. And actually, if we go up to the constraints panel here, we have a limit offset of 8 feet, and it's this that sets the unbounded height. So to show this, we'll open up section A from the project browser. And now looking in the section here, if I come and select the lounge room, we can see that it has height to it, and it's 8 feet here, as we can see from the temporary dimension. And we can use the drag control here to drag it taller. And then looking at the properties palette, we can see that that limit offset has been increased, although obviously we still have no volume computed. On the second floor, we have some rooms placed, and we can see this one in the bedroom here. And this also has a limit offset of 8 feet. And we can see that's actually sticking through the roof. And if I select the roof here, we can see from its properties that it's actually set to be room bounding. However, the room is ignoring that. And in order for it to take account of that, we need to enable the volume computations. So I'll switch back to the first floor residence plan. And now from the Architecture ribbon tab, I'll select the Room and Area panel drop down, and then we'll click Area and Volume Computations. So from the Volume Computations panel, we can see that it's set to areas only. So we'll change this to areas and volumes, and then we can click OK. And now we can see that that's being computed, so we can see the volume here in the lounge, and zooming out a little, all of the tags are now showing their volume. We'll swap back to section A, and if I re-pick the bedroom, we can now see that that's conforming to the shape of the roof. And if I drag the height taller, we can see that that still conforms and it gets the volume within that shape. And we have the landing here as well, so we can drag that up to the roof and get an accurate volume for that too. So now from the project browser, we'll open up section B, and this is going a long ways through the building. And again, as we move over here, we can see we have the room, so I can select the lounge, the hallway and the kitchen are here too. So we'll add tags to these rooms so that we can see the information about them. And to do this, from the Architecture ribbon tab, on the Room and Area panel, we'll click the Tag Room tool. We can see we have the room tag with volume selected. So we just need to go around and we can click on each of these rooms here, so we can grab the lounge, the hallway and the kitchen. And then we'll also add in the rooms on the second floor here, so the bedroom, the landing and the other bedroom. And now that we've got those placed, we'll also assign in a colour scheme to make it easier to identify the rooms. So to do this, we'll go to the Annotate ribbon tab, and from the Colour Fill panel, we'll click the Colour Fill Legend tool. Now we can see we have the legend attached to our cursor, so I'll click to place this by the side of the view here. And now we need to change the space type from spaces to be rooms. And then the scheme is set to be by name, so we'll click OK, and then we can see straight away that we have colours assigned to each of those rooms, and the legend has also been updated to match. And actually, with this colour scheme applied, it becomes obvious that we need to adjust the heights of these rooms via the limit offset parameter to fill the volumes of the room. So I'll first select the kitchen, and then holding down the control key, I'll select the hallway too. And we can see that the second floor level is at 12 feet. So in the properties palette here, we'll change the limit offset to be 12 feet also. When we apply that, we can see those rooms fill in the space to the underside of the second floor. Now with the lounge, we can see it actually goes full height up to the roof. So using the height controls here, we'll drag this up to the underside of the roof. And once we've set this, we can now see that as it goes past the second floor on the upper level here, it's inset slightly. And this is because the second floor is room bounding, and that's therefore controlling the shape of the room from a vertical standpoint. We can also see now that we have the volumes updated on the tags of these rooms, with the one in the lounge taking account for the double height space that we have. And that completes placing the rooms and calculating the volume for this model.